Alright, ladies and gentlemen, back again. Assassins Bacon.
Cameron Burks talks
Special
about why
guest
he
today,
wanted to start his
one and
own
only
clothing line and
Mr.
events
Burks,
company. Burks also
owner of
explains why
Freshman
black-owned
Clothing Line.
businesses don't receive
and
the kind of
co-owner
recognition they
Culture
deserve.
Junkies.
He cites
Mr.
not enough
Burks,
black
thank you for
people
joining me today.
not
This
supporting
interview.
black products as the
Alright.
reason for black
Let's go ahead
businesses
and,
not
get into
receiving
it.
the
First
same
question.
recognition as
What
white-owned
propelled you to
businesses.
start your own clothing
Quotation
line
marks.
and events company?
If you spend the money with your people, you will see the
first
growth.
part
End
is,
quote.
when it
Burks
comes to starting
said.
the clothing line, what encouraged me to do it was, I think it was, I was one of those kids that grew up kind of like a, per se, like introvert in a weird way. So when it came down to just trying to find my own way in the world, I had no real avenue. Like, it was kind of like just me and one of my close friends, Phil. We were kind of like the oddballs out of all of our friends in the way we thought. And so I had a friend of mine that I met in college, my freshman year, and he had his own clothing line named Precise Clothing. And shout out Bobby. And he pretty much started it. It was just him and his friends. They were just something like, they did just for the homies. They're just like, they made a clothing line just literally for them to wear. And so I thought that was pretty fly. Like, just have like you and your homies decked out. Y'all got your own apparel. It's like you don't even have to wear it. No one else's stuff. It's just like yo, I want a new shirt. We're gonna make it. Like, I want a new hat. Well, let's just make it. Like, I want a new jacket. Let's just make it. Like, so it pretty much made them start their own stuff. And I asked him, like, what made you, like, how'd you do it? What made you want to do it? And he's like, I just wanted something for my bros, and I just started it. And I was like, what do you mean you just started it? He's like, I literally just started it. And so, it got me inspired. It just like, I was always one of the people who love clothes, love fashion. My father told me I have a rich man's taste and a poor man's budget. So, what better way to be creative and make the stuff that you want to wear and just start your own brand and just like, I could wear me, know? And so that's what really just inspired me to do it. It was just wanting to do something just for myself, have my own outlet as far as artistic creativity and show where my mind is and my vision. As far as Culture Junkies was something that I actually didn't want to do at first.
Wow, that's interesting.
I didn't want to do that at first. I did not want to do Culture Junkies at first. At first, I was just a regular, mid-20s, go out, social person.
Right.
And then one of my good friends, Aaron was telling me about, how he wants to throw parties and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, that's cool, that's what's up. But he was like, no, I want you to do it with me. And I'm like, that's not me. Like, I never seen myself as the person throwing parties. Like, it was never something I ever seen myself doing because it wasn't like a vision of mine. I was one of my own club, but it was more like just a random thought, and it actually was something I actually want to manifest. And Aaron was persistent about me doing it with him, so I said, okay, if you want me to do it, I'll do it. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was gonna happen. I was in there like, yeah, we're gonna probably hang out, get some drinks, eat, and then this is gonna be over. Then I'm gonna go back to my normal life. But he was serious, and it took him about a year to finally assemble the right team, and then we just started it. And so I wasn't really inspired to do it. It was just like, one of my boys wanted me to do it with him, and I was just like, okay, sure. Like, I don't know nothing about this, but if you want to just blow some money and take a loss, all right, I'm down for the ride. All right, let's just blow some money and take a loss. Get it? Like, what do we know about throwing parties? What do we really know? And it's 2 years in, we still throwing them, and I've actually gotten pretty good at it. I actually handle a lot of the crib direction and coordinating a lot of the events. So, to go from the dude had to pay to get in and always have to wait in lines to now I can go to the front and I know security and I know the venue owners and, now your name means something or your face means something and people stop me and say what's up to me that I don't know. I appreciate it,
Yeah.
but I really have no idea who certain people are, but it just shows like, the work I put in, like it's overwhelming to where now I receive love from people that really genuinely like me and rock with me and and I feel guilty sometimes because I don't know their names, but
Yeah.
I know their faces and I always try to show love. So yeah.
What are some of the obstacles you had to overcome in starting your own business? I know sometimes when it comes to starting your own business, the financial piece is an obstacle that certain people have to get through in order to get their business out there and get people buying their products. So what was the obstacle for you?
The obstacle when it came to freshman was knowing how to do it. Because, although my friend was just like, just do it. Just like, do what? Like, because people don't, I put it like this. Some people don't understand that everyone's different and common sense isn't as common. And that the idea is the easiest thing. The manifestation of it is the hardest, because then you literally have to okay, what do I do? But what I did was I asked. A mentor of mine, Devin Lars, said there's power in asking. And he's doing exceptionally well in his career and his path because he asks questions. And as you know, Gandhi says a man that knows everything understands he knows nothing at all. So I just asked. I had a friend of mine named Taylor, and I asked Taylor, because she's an artist, a creative, and I was like, do you know anything about starting clothing brand? She's like, I do. So I was like, well, let's just link up at a coffee shop. And we met up at a coffee shop, and I was like, okay, how do I do this? And she just gave me a rundown of you need your logo, you need your, first things first, get your logo. Well, first things first, have your name. Find the name, then search the name through Google. And there's a website you go to, is uspto.gov. So USPTO is basically United States Patent and Trade Office. And so you go there because they have all the patents, all the trademarks of everything, and then you search your name. You search the way you want to spell it, all that. You search to see if it's available. If it's available, that means you can trademark it. And so that's what I did. I searched the name I wanted. It was freshman. I wanted to be regular freshman, but that was obviously too taken. And so I put the I in here, and I said I'm just gonna make an acronym, and I made it excuse me, Fresh, Mature, Innovative Newcomers. And so I made it like that, and then I searched at USPTO. It was available, and then okay, I'm gonna take it, But then I have to get my logo. So once I searched my name, then I went to get my logo design. I got my logo design, and then after that, for my boy Kels, shout out Kels, and then I trademarked it, because when you're doing anything creative, anything business wise, you should want to get your legal paperwork. I know it sucks and it seems mundane, it's repetitive, and it's a lot of money, but in the long run, it benefits you way more, because if your business or your brand excels and it blows up and you don't own the rights to it,
Somebody else can capitalize.
Somebody can take it, and then you're out of luck. So you spend all this time, all this money building this brand that you don't own. Somebody can easily go in, buy the LLC, trademark your logo, trademark your brand, and then all this work from under this known name, you have to now change it. And you're almost starting from ground zero, especially now, because people now today's day with social media, internet, and how rapid it is, I only probably know you by your name. I don't know you. So it's especially if you're not the face of your brand, you have to start over. So name, trademarking, logo, and then you have to figure out, what do I want to do? Always have that plan out. What do I want to do? What am I going for? What's my direction for this? Know your lane. Know what you want to do. Masterpiece said, find what's missing in the game and add to it. So you have to find out what's my thing, what's my angle, what's my niche, what's my shtick, what am I going to do to add to it? Because you can't do something that you've seen someone else do and think you're going to somehow be hotter than them. Because you can cook the same recipe two different ways. And it's not gonna taste as good from each, so don't be a copier, don't be a copycat. Find your own lane, even just the smallest thing, even you just veer a little to the right of what it is, but find your lane and then stick to that. Some people get complacent with just being known for this one thing, but it's nothing wrong with dominating a certain sector or part of an industry. A friend of mine, Dage, gave me this kind of analogy. It's let's say that you were a person who loved to smoke cigarettes and ride bikes, and that was your thing. That's what you love to do. She started a blog about smoking cigarettes and riding a bike. If you be persistent and continuously adding to that blog about smoking cigarettes and riding bikes, eventually everyone who smokes cigarettes and ride bikes will be on your blog. Because that's their commonality. We all have different interests in different things. None of us are the same. Nobody's monolithic. So you just have to find your lane and stay in that lane and build that up. And you'll find your tribe. You'll find your people. They will find you. Because we all have an innate, thing about wanting to belong to something.
Right.
You join a sports team, you want to be a part of a team. You want to put on a jersey. Like you became a teacher because you wanted to be a part of this elite group of people who are educating kids. Like either way, it's not individuals. As much as we're isolated, as much as we're together. So you just have to find your lane, stick to your lane, be okay with your lane, even your lane not the most popping, but make it pop. Make it yours, and your tribe will find you, and you will gain success. But most of the time people fail because they want to do everything. Like you can be good at everything, but great at nothing.
Yeah.
So, find your lane and do whatever it is that you want to do, and be good at that. Be great at that, because if you're great at that, you got to be known for something.
Right.
You ever meet somebody who has like so many slashes on their business cards, like, okay, what do you do though? I'm like, well, I'm an artist, I'm a director, I'm a songwriter, I'm a singer, I'm a painter, I'm a sculptor. It's like, okay, but what do you do?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well-rounded individual, but
yeah, like you do a lot. Like, I don't know what you do that's really good. Like it's like, well, I'm gonna have a directing, singing, rapping, sculpting party. It's like, so we're gonna do all that? Like it's like no. But if you say I'm an artist, I create art. That's your thing. I'm an artist. Okay, what kind of art do you do? Well, my primary profession is I'm a sculptor. But on the side, in my spare time, I do these several other things. But I'm a sculptor. It's like, okay, you're a sculptor. Cool. So I know I'm going to come see your art show about sculpting. In the midst of that, you can intricate like, oh yeah, the music background produced it. It's like, oh, okay, it's dope. But
yeah.
That's not what you're known for. You know what I'm saying? Like, Puff is known for music. But Puff has these several other businesses. But Puff is first and foremost a record executive with the music. So whatever it is, find your lane, stick to it, build it, be great at it.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into this last question of the interview. In your opinion, why don't black businesses receive the same amount of recognition as white-owned businesses? Like, we have all these, different great ideas, and we're promoting them, but when it comes to purchasing our product, people are kind of like hesitant. Like, I'm trying to figure out like why is that in your opinion? Because you're a business owner, so you could speak more to it than I can. I'm just talking about it as a consumer on the outside looking in. So, speak to
I blame it on the black people itself. Black people, we as much as we say, but we really understand that we don't invest in each other at all. We don't stick to our own as far as building up our own first. And some people, I feel like there's something called the black apology, which is like, it's almost like buyer's remorse. It's almost like the black apology. I feel like black folks tend to not celebrate themselves and each other on a prominent level out loud. I feel like it's like, you're like, hey, how you doing, brother? All right, hey, keep pushing on, keep the fight. It's like, yeah, but if that man is like, listen, I'm selling scarves, and you and me's like, I'm good, OG, I'm good, big dog, I'm straight, it's all good, but then you'll go straight to Macy's and Target and buy that little BS scarf when he probably had like something that was good quality, handcrafted, warm, keep you good together, but you wouldn't even give him a chance. Why? Because you feel like your people's full of BS from the jump. Or you just are trained mentally to go buy from the bigger consumers and the bigger brands who are owned by white corporations and companies and Fortune 500s and conglomerates. But instead of investing in this one brother, if you put money in his pocket to help him keep going, and he can keep building his business to where he can have a Fortune 500. It's the small things like that. If you just buy black just a little bit, instead of going to fast food spot, go to Popeyes and get chicken, go mess with the mom and pop spot and get your chicken there. Yeah. Go mess with mom and them and go get your chicken. Like, this is where I go. This is where I get my chicken. you're helping keeping them alive. Like we do complain about not having as many Fortune 500 and millionaire and billionaire representations of ourselves, but we never invest in the people to get them to that point. If you want to see the reflections of yourself, you have to support the images that are trying to reflect who you are. You know, but instead you immediately close your ears and your eyes off to them, and you don't want to talk to them, you don't want to believe in them, you don't want to give them a chance, you don't want to give them 5 minutes. You don't even care what they're selling. What they sell can be better than anything you buy. But you don't even care. You don't even know this person might put 5 years of studying and crafting into this piece of merchandise that they're trying to sell you, and you think it's a quick get over without even taking 2 minutes to even hear them. You know, like, this was black. Most of my events are thrown in black venues. You know, we even do our ticket sales off a black app. You know, we try to make a very valid effort to support black first. I mean, when people sell food at our events, they're black. Most of our DJs are black. You know, promoters are black. You know, like, we try to do so much with black people first. You know, all of our collaborative partners and events are black. You know, because it's just like, if I'm not going to put my money in with you and get money with you, I can't complain about me saying there's no money coming into my community if I'm not going to get money with people into my community who's trying to do it. You know, so it's ourselves. The black demographic is what the highest consumer rate. Like, and we are lower as far as what we make yearly, our average salaries and things like that. We are under the poverty level, but yet we are some of the highest consumers. We spend the most, but then we spend the most at like Gucci and Louis. But what about Pierre Moss? You know, what about Off-White, Fear of God? These are black-owned brands, and now they're up in that level. But like, I wouldn't want to wear Gucci. I want to wear Pierre Moss. You know, I want to wear Herman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to wear these guys. These are brothers. These are black people. Drape me in that. If I'm going to spend $1,100, $200 on that, I'm going to spend it on that brother and his creation. You know, so now we can have more prominent designers doing high fashion houses. Like, spend there. Like, you know, instead of me going to see Fast and the Furious, I'm going to go see us. I'm going to go see anything that I know that any black man or black woman has their hand in. I know they can receive direct revenue or accolades from. Like, that's the reason why. It's nothing else. You can't say somebody's holding you back. You spend the most money with them. If you spend some of that money with your own people, then you'll see the growth. You know, like, I saw Game said that, like, if black people, I think he said yesterday, if black people left and go back to Africa, America would be in such disarray. If black folks ever left or did anything powerful in the movement, you would shake up the world.
Yeah, you know, the world, it depends on us to do so many things. It's just like we don't receive the recognition that we deserve for our efforts. That's the part that really gets me. So, but
it's true. But think about it, if you get so dressed and dolled up to go to Oscars, but you come dressed down to the BET Awards, or you don't show up. You know, if you're gonna get so dapper Dan, you know, for the Grammys, but yeah, you wanna go to the Soul Train Awards, you didn't show up. You know, how can you complain about that? I understand that Grammy is great, but why can't this Soul Train Award mean something to you? Why can't this NAACP award be something to you as much? Why, you know, you complain, but what are you doing? I mean, there was a time we had a lot of award shows. We had Essence, we had Source, we had BET, we had Soul Train, we had all these outlets of awards that like 70% of them are gone because you want to get dressed and go sit at the Grammys where you get snubbed for having the album of the year because they want to give it to this prominent white act, you know. But it was so great to be nominated. But like, no, put on my resume 10-time Soul Train Award nominee. Like, stop always leading with the Grammys. And folks don't care about us like that. They just now start caring because they realize how now rap is culture. Urban culture is culture. That's the highest human revenue. That's how you make most of the money. But even then, it's like, you wasn't messing with me back then. Like, so why should I run to go mess with you now? That's why you don't see Hove and B at all the Grammys all the time. And Diddy and them, because it's like, I'm not about to run. You put me on the billboard, but then you don't let me perform. That's crazy, you know. But you can't blame it. Put money, time, and effort back into the outlets that are there for you. Build them up. Make TV One a big network. Bring me more shows. TV One. That was a black-owned network. You know, like,
You heard it here first. Mr. Cameron Burks, thank you so much for your time, and your energy, and your knowledge that you are sharing with me and the rest of the world. Appreciate you so much, young brother. Keep striving forward. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head on straight.
Always.
And keep God with you.
Always. Stay black.
Until then, this is the end of the Assassin's Bakery interview. Cameron Burks. Catch you on the next one. We're ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Assassin's Bakery. Today I have a special guest, Mr. Lo Grayson, owner of
How y'all doing?
owner of Flow Clothing Line. You want to go ahead and give us a quick breakdown of what Flow stands for?
Okay, so FLOW stands for Future Leaders of the World, and it was created to promote a positive impact on today's society and the culture.
Grayson talks about the struggles he had to overcome in starting his own business. Also, he explained why black businesses don't receive the same recognition as other businesses. Quotation marks, generational wealth, the lack of it, end quote, Grayson said. When wealth is passed down to future generations, it is a lot easier to start a business, opposed to having to raise the funds on your own.
3.5 years now. So, yeah, it's been a little while now, getting up there.
Okay. What are some of the obstacles you had to face when you were in the process of, getting your business plan together and getting your merchandise out and available to people that want to purchase it? Like, what did you have to? What kind of adversity did you have to overcome to get to where you are today, basically?
Good question. Okay, so first and foremost, I would say, in order to start a business, you usually will want to have yourself all the way under control, because in today's society, it's not like you can just graduate high school, start a business, and live off of that.
Correct.
You kind of have to work for someone else's business until you accommodate enough funds to create your own business. So I would say, first and foremost, getting the finances in order, making sure you're stable in the place of your life to where you can take a risk, because if your business don't pop in the first 2 years, you're going to be losing money. So you want to be, stable financially, mentally, and you want to be able to take a loss, because not every business can pop and hit the ground running. And also another adversity I went through, speaking on hitting the ground running, is organization. If you do have the funds and all of that, you want to have the organization part of it ready to go, because when you come out with your business, it's better if you look like you've been doing it for a while, even if you haven't. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would say definitely just you want to hit the ground running. You want to have your organization. You want to have your business plans. You want to have your short-term goals, your long-term goals. And if you got all of that in order, it'll help you out. Because something that I did was like, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to start a business. And I just started a business. So I just grabbed a whole bunch of T-shirts, printed them up, and I didn't have the organization part, because I should have brought a few T-shirts, but I brought a lot of them. You know what I mean? So those are some of the main two things that, I went through adversity-wise.
Okay. All right. Next question is, in your opinion, why don't black businesses or black-owned businesses receive the same kind of recognition as white businesses? Because sometimes we'll pass up a black man that's selling incense or colognes or scarves, something small, but we'll go to Macy's or Ross or somewhere else, a bigger name corporation that's owned by white people, and purchase from them. From your own perspective as a businessman, why do you think that happens?
You know what? To be honest, that's kind of a hard question. But from what I see, man, I think it's more of the monetary aspect. I feel like, generational wealth is a big thing. Like, it'd be different. Like, okay, for instance, if which it will, if Flow blows up to this big old thing to where some big corporate company and I can pass that on to my son or any of my kids, their business won't get overlooked because I put in the groundwork. As black businesses, we don't have a lot of, we don't really have an umbrella to fall under. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have family that owns this business and that business that we can just keep going and take the money from that. So I figured, like, I think generational wealth, the lack of it for black people, I think that's definitely a big thing. Because all of our businesses are new.
Right.
Black people don't have, we've been having Walmart since 1901. Like, we don't have that. You know what I mean? 1776. We don't have old businesses. Like, we don't got old money. So that's the biggest thing I see.
All right. Last question in the interview. What advice would you give to any up-and-coming black entrepreneurs, whether it's they want to start their own clothing line or their own record label or, just any kind of business in general? Like, what advice would you give to them, given that you, went through this process yourself years ago?
I would say no matter what, push it. Okay. I would say it's more of a necessity than it is just to call yourself an entrepreneur or just to want to start your own business. It's more of a necessity because you never want to have to rely on someone else to put money in your pocket. And as a man, if anything ever happens, if you got your own business, you good. As long as you got to keep your organization right and you got to keep your financial situation right. But take your business just as or more serious than you do going to your 9-to-5 every day, because it's going to pay off in the end. Because when you own something that's under you, you break the curse. Especially if you are a young black entrepreneur, someone that doesn't get a lot of recognition for your business, you breaking the curse. You could be that business that is still up and running from 50 years from now to pass on to your kids. So I would definitely say, open your mind up to look at being an entrepreneur as a necessity more than just doing it, because in reality, that's what it is.
Well said. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Assassin's Bakery and my special guest today, Mr. Lo Grayson, owner and founder of Future Leaders of the World. My young brother, keep pushing, keep your head on straight, and always strive to be the very best. All right?
Right, man. I appreciate you for having me, man.
No problem. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
No problem, man.
All right. Have a good day.
All right.
All right.